I almost lost $900,000 in my divorce. But what I found that day changed everything. I work as an elementary school teacher, so my schedule is pretty predictable. Fixed hours, same routine. Every Tuesday, we usually have a staff meeting that runs until around 6 p.m., so I'd normally get home by 7. My wife, Lauren, who I'd been married to for 31 years, had her own Tuesday routine. She went to the gym. She always came back exhausted, so I'd usually cook dinner while she showered and took care of things around the house. But one day, everything changed. Our principal suddenly canceled the meeting. It was only 3:30 p.m. I figured I'd head home early, maybe get dinner started and handle a few chores before Lauren got back from the gym. Lately, I had noticed she'd been distant, cold even. I thought maybe a quiet evening, a candlelit dinner, something calm and thoughtful, might help us reconnect. We'd been going through a rough patch, mostly financial stress. She had become more controlling over time, more irritable when things didn't go her way. Still, I considered myself patient. Years of teaching 30 kids a day will do that to you. That day, I parked in our garage like always. It was built a little away from the house. Back when our kids were small, we didn't want car noise waking them up. Their sleep meant peace for us too. I walked toward the house, nothing unusual, until I noticed Lauren's car was already there. That wasn't strange by itself. She sometimes took the bus to the gym. I went in through the back door. First thing I thought was I'd tidy up a bit. I'm good with small repairs, so all our door hinges were quiet, no squeaks. Both of us hated that kind of noise. But then something felt off. Her purse was sitting on the kitchen counter. Lauren was extremely organized. That alone was strange. Then I saw her gym clothes and a large towel just lying on the floor. That's when I heard something upstairs, from our bedroom. At first, I thought maybe she felt sick and came home early. I started walking upstairs quietly and almost tripped over a pair of men's shoes on the steps. Not mine. Then I saw more. Pants, a shirt, socks, underwear, scattered all the way up the stairs, including her underwear. Not just any, her special set. The one she only wore on anniversaries. I froze. Cold sweat. My heart dropped. I had to sit down on the stairs just to breathe. Shock turned into something else. Anger. Real anger. I'm not an aggressive person. I've never even been in a real fight. But in that moment, something inside me snapped. Still, curiosity pushed me forward. Upstairs, there are 2 doors, one to the bathroom, one to the bedroom. To get to the bedroom, you pass through the shared bathroom and walk-in closet. From the closet door, I had a clear view inside. The bedroom door was slightly open, and what I saw felt like something out of a nightmare. I had already heard sounds, but now it was real. Right in front of me, I pulled out my phone and started recording. Not because I wanted to watch it later, but because I needed proof. For myself, for what was coming next, for the confrontation, for the divorce. My eyes were locked on the scene. My wife, my partner, the woman I trusted for over 3 decades, the mother of my children, a woman in her 40s, active, involved in charity, always telling me I was the love of her life, and none of it meant anything in that moment. I stopped recording, quietly walked downstairs, left the house, and just walked. I don't even remember where I was going. Eventually, I ended up in a park a few miles away. I splashed water on my face, sat down, and watched the video, with the volume low so the kids nearby wouldn't hear. My life falling apart on my phone screen. That was the moment I finally broke. I cried. By the time I got back home, it was around 7 p.m., my usual time. I stood at the back door trying to hold myself together. Lauren saw me immediately. She knew something was wrong. My messy appearance, red eyes, pale face, it was obvious. "Hey, are you okay?" she asked, genuinely concerned. "You don't look well. Do you want me to get you something to drink?" Her eyes were full of worry. Couldn't tell her. "Not yet." My voice shook. "Not really. I think something I ate didn't sit right. I'm just going to shower and lie down." "Okay, honey," she said softly. "Take a bucket with you just in case. Don't ruin the sheets." The irony almost made me laugh. Those sheets were already ruined. just not by what she thought. "I'll sleep in the guest room," I said, a bit firmer. "Don't want to get you sick." And I walked away. The next few days were torture. She acted completely normal, like nothing had happened. I kept pretending I was sick, but I knew that wouldn't last long. Eventually, I went back to our bedroom. Sleeping there was unbearable. By Monday, I made a decision. I needed to know, was this a one-time thing, or had it been going on for a while? I told my principal I had an unexpected medical procedure the next day, and he arranged a substitute. Tuesday morning, I left the house like usual. But instead of going to work, I parked a few streets away and walked back through the neighborhood. I knew a path through the backyards. I made sure no neighbors saw me. I reached the garage behind our house, changed into casual clothes, and put on soft shoes. Then I waited. Last time, there was no unfamiliar car, so I assumed the guy came on foot. I moved through the yard quietly and positioned myself where I could see the front entrance, hidden behind bushes we planted for privacy. Lauren went about her day like everything was normal. Kitchen, dishes, dishwasher, then cleaning the living room, vacuuming, dusting. Around 11:30, she went upstairs. I faintly heard the shower, then silence, then the toilet. About 45 minutes later, she came back down, opened the front door, left it slightly open, like she was expecting someone. Didn't take long. Around 12:30, he showed up. I didn't recognize him, but I recorded about 10 seconds, clear side profile, almost full face. He walked straight in. No hesitation. Then I heard him say, "I hope you're wearing that workout outfit again." Lauren laughed softly. "Of course. You love it. Sometimes I think that's what attracted you to me in the first place. Or maybe that was enough. That wasn't a mistake. That was a routine." They walked upstairs. I went back to the garage trying to breathe. My heart was pounding. Who was he? How long had this been going on? And the worst part, I hadn't seen any signs of protection. That thought hit me hard. Not just betrayal, risk. Then I remembered something. Her 2 years at the gym. All those new friends. Charity events. The way she changed over time. Maybe that's where all the answers were. Update 1. Being a teacher, I had access to computers, printers, and other resources. So I decided to start my own investigation. First thing I did was take still images from the video on my phone and print out a few clear shots of the guy. My goal was simple: figure out who he was. If I could identify him, maybe I could understand when and how all of this started. As it turned out, finding him wasn't that difficult. The following Thursday, Lauren had her usual gym session. I told her I wanted to come along. Said I might be interested in getting a membership myself, especially since I was off work due to school holidays. She didn't like that idea. Not even a little. She immediately started making excuses. "Oh, it's mostly just a group of married women. We just chat during workouts. It's nothing serious. You'd probably get bored." But I insisted, and eventually she gave in. The moment I walked into that gym, I felt it. It was like something out of an old Western movie, when a stranger walks into a saloon and everyone turns to stare. That's exactly what happened. Every head turned toward me. Women exchanging looks, whispers. I could feel it. To make things worse, I suddenly felt my blood sugar dropping. I had to step aside and grab something sweet fast. Lauren didn't question it. She actually seemed relieved I was distracted. After I had some candy and felt better, I sat down nearby and started watching her more carefully. She was nervous, very nervous. She kept glancing toward the staff-only area. The entrance instructors used to come into the main gym floor. That caught my attention, so I decided to look around. The gym itself was pretty standard. Machines everywhere, mirrors along the walls so people could check their form. Then I noticed something useful. A staff board near the exit. Photos, names, positions. Perfect. At the top was a woman in great shape, hard to even guess her age. Elizabeth West, owner and director. Below her, 3 more photos. 2 women, 1 man. And the moment I saw him, everything inside me froze. That was him. No doubt about it. I read the description under his photo. Philip Bonta, head of training programs / personal trainer. I memorized his name immediately. At that moment, I realized Lauren was no longer where I had last seen her. I went back to where I had been sitting and scanned the gym. A couple minutes later, I spotted her. She was having a tense conversation with a man partially hidden behind the powerlifting equipment. Him, Bonta. They were near the staff entrance. Lauren was clearly trying to stop him from coming out. She kept gesturing for him to go back, to leave. Then she quickly returned to her machine. Like nothing happened. She didn't even realize I had noticed she was gone. I was boiling inside, a level of anger I wasn't used to. When she came back to me, she immediately noticed something was off. "Are you okay? Did your sugar take that long to stabilize?" "Yeah," I said. "I'm fine now, ready to go." Before she could answer, the gym's director made an announcement over the speakers. "Attention everyone. Today's final session is cancelled. Mr. Bonta is not feeling well and had to leave early." A wave of disappointment spread across the room. Apparently, his sessions were popular. I glanced at Lauren. She didn't react like the others. No disappointment. If anything, she looked relieved, like a weight had just been lifted off her shoulders. "Let's go," she said quickly, grabbing her things. As we were leaving, another woman approached her. "Too bad we couldn't finish the session today like usual," she said. "Yeah," Lauren replied quickly, clearly not interested in continuing the conversation. Then she walked away, faster than I had ever seen her move. The drive home was silent. Lauren leaned back, closed her eyes, and started breathing slowly and deeply. Relaxed. That stood out to me. Maybe this was my chance to get something out of her. "That was an interesting workout," I said casually. "The place is well equipped. No wonder you stay in such good shape." "Thanks, honey," she replied. "You're right, they have a great program. And the women there are really friendly." I paused. "Too bad Bonta wasn't there today," I added. She corrected me too quickly. "Philip Bonta," she said. "He usually finishes every session with intense exercises. It's a shame he wasn't there." Inside, I was thinking, "Oh, I know exactly how intense he gets with you." But all I said was, "Maybe he'll be better by next Thursday." I couldn't get that thought out of my head. Next Thursday, their next meeting. The following week at school, I was assigned to pick up duty. The chaotic time when kids are leaving, parents are waiting, and everything is slightly out of control. Near the end of pickup time, a car pulled up, and behind the wheel was the same woman who tried to talk to Lauren at the gym. "Hi," she said. "I'm sorry. I'm new to this and lost track of time. My son Timothy should be here." "That's normal. Happens all the time." I reassured her and went to find Timothy. I found him near his classroom talking to another kid. "Hey Tim," I said. "Your mom's here. Let's go." He looked confused. "Really? That's weird," he said. "She's usually busy with her fitness trainer on Friday afternoons. She's almost always late picking me up." The moment he said that, my suspicions grew. I kept my tone calm. "That's great she takes care of her health. Do you know your trainer's name?" I already knew the answer, or at least I thought I did. "Yeah, it's Bonta or something like that," he said casually. "He also works at the local gym. Sometimes he gives private lessons at home. That's what I want to do when I grow up." I felt my stomach drop. Timothy kept talking, completely unaware. "She really enjoys those sessions. She always looks so relaxed afterward. On Fridays we usually order takeout because she doesn't have time to cook." That's when it hit me. This guy wasn't just seeing my wife. I walked Timothy to the car. His mother smiled. "Thank you so much," she said. "No problem," I replied. "That's part of the job. I don't think we've met. I'm Ethan. The kids call me Mr. D." "Nice to meet you," she said, shaking my hand. "I'm Mary Jones. I think I saw you at the gym last Thursday. You were with your wife, Lauren, right?" "Yes," I said. She continued, "Sorry, she seemed in a rush that day. I guess Bonta not being there really disrupted the routine." And then, something changed. Her expression. She went pale, tense, almost shaking. Okay, Mr. D. See you, she said quickly, stumbling over her words, and then she drove off, fast. And at that moment, I realized this situation was a lot bigger than I thought.